Top of the morning, y'all. Once again, we back with more news. So I know everybody's familiar with the Capitol riots. They putting it on Trump, saying that he's responsible for having all of these people storm the Capitol, riot, and basically cause uh, he just caused basically a large deal of issues on that day. There's a lot of rife and racism going on in uh, the country. We just saw a testimony from a black officer saying he was racially attacked, racially, like racially, verbally, a lot of verbal racial undertones that were shouted at him, indirectly and directly. Um, and now, from what they're saying, the four officers who responded to the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol have died by suicide. I think that is very strange. Suicide. Okay, so according to NBC, officers Gunther Hashida was found dead at his home Thursday. Um, and pardon me, 1 second, you guys. Pardon me about that. Um, so right, Officer Gunther Hashida, he was found dead at his home this past Thursday, and this was stated by the Metropolitan Police Department. And Officer Kyle DeFreytag was also found dead July 10th. All right. A statement that went out released Monday by the police. We are grieving as a department as our thoughts and prayers are with Officer Hashida's family and friends. Hashida was assigned to the police emergency response team and had been part of the force since 2003. So, just for a brief second, Officer Hashida was a part of the police force since 2003. Pardon. Let me grab my cup, guys. Part of the police force since 2003. So, um, just to touch up on this, right? There isn't really when I think about an officer, right? When I think about an officer dying, or rather committing suicide, right? I saw this. I said to myself, damn, what would make them want to commit suicide? Four officers at that, not just one, two, four officers that were part of that, right? Um, and to look and see his record, this guy been on the force for a while. 2003, you got to think, 18 years on the force, 17, 18 years on the force, and he just decides to commit suicide. That's very strange to me. Especially having family and everything of that nature. It's just it's a little bit crazy. I send my love and my blessings out to his family because no matter what he is, what position he has, police, citizen, nobody wants anybody to take their life. That's not the goal in society. It's not the goal in the world. Um, it says the Freytag, which is the second officer, was assigned to the 5th District and had been with the police department since November 2016. Now, I'm not saying that um, just because somebody was on the force for 20 or 30 years, they shouldn't commit suicide. I mean, really, they shouldn't. But Or I'm not trying to say that just because he's been on the force for that amount of time, it doesn't make sense. But in a way, it makes you question what would push him to do it. 18 years on the force, 17, 18 years on the force, you would think that he'd seen something that was more severe, or he lasted longer. He lasted through a lot of adversity as a police officer, especially in DC, especially in Washington. So, you know, like, damn, there's over 100 DC and Capitol police officers that were injured during the attack. The latest instances of suicide make 4 total officers that have taken their own lives. Now, Officer Jeffrey Smith, my condolences, 12-year veteran, a 12-year vet committed suicide days after the attack. And then Howard Liebengood, an officer since 2005, killed himself 3 days after the attack. I just want to say this. I don't really believe in coincidences. I really don't. I don't believe in coincidences. Um, like I said, I'm not trying to sit here and make this some type of conspiracy theory thing, but it's just like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, these people have a lot to live for, man. We all do. And granted, police officers do have the highest rate of suicide in the country, but I'm starting to, I feel like, it could be some type of foul play involved. Um, it just doesn't make sense. A 12-year veteran, 18-year veteran, a 6-year rookie, or whatever you want to call it, it just don't make sense. They don't make sense, man. But either way, send my love and condolences out to their family. It's the family we got to worry about, the kids, the wives, the sons, the daughters, the ones who are young and can't comprehend this and haven't even had the opportunity to understand what's going on. Those are the ones that I'm really worried for. Um, but for the most part, y'all already know how I feel about most things. My conclusion is always stay safe, stay real, and stay true. You rock with me, I rock with you, and I'm gonna keep giving y'all this news. Stay tuned. Give me a second, give me a brief second. I'll be back shortly so I can give y'all some more morning news.